Anna McDonald is an 11-year-old Irish girl who hasn't eaten in 4 months, and her family and community, they are baffled by the wonder, the wonder, and they wonder why. Why this 11-year-old girl hasn't eaten in so long, and she hasn't rotted away. She's a wonder. The wonder. The Wonder is a Netflix original written and directed by Sebastian Lillo. Pretty certain I mispronounced that last name, but I did the best I could. I'm not very good with foreign names. He did Disobedience and Gloria, not a movie about Laura Branigan, Gloria. So yeah, it's not about Laura Branigan, but it would be funny if they use that song in there. I did see Disobedience. Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams. Yes, please. So it was also written by Emma McDonough, who did Room, and Alice Birch, who did Mothering Sunday and also Macbeth. And this stars Florence Pugh, who is one of my favorite actresses and was in two of my favorite movies of 2019. I actually saw the Little Women remake, one of the many Little Women remakes. My God, it's a laundry list of remakes. But she was great. So was Saoirse Ronan. I can't tell you how many times I've had to try and pronounce Saoirse Ronan's name, but nevertheless, Midsommar was pretty much the movie that turned me on to the fact that Florence Pugh is a tremendous goddamn actress, and she basically carries this movie that is set during the aftermath of the famine in 1862, and she plays a nurse named Lib Wright, who has her own tragic backstory. Obviously, why else would she be a nurse coming out of the Crimean War and going to a remote area in Ireland somewhere? Not exactly sure where, but she is trying to observe and help an 11-year-old girl named Anna, who hasn't eaten and sustains on manna from heaven. She's a bit of a weird girl, and oh boy, the family's really goddamn weird. They want to help her, but they also feel it's in God's hands, and they're very devout and Catholic. Obviously, Ireland, very devout nation there. They are very, very goddamn devout. At least a number of people are, I assume, because Catholicism runs rampant there. And also this stars Nima Algar. Not to be confused with Rygar, because they are completely different names. She plays Kitty, who's kind of the pseudo-maid farmhand. And there's David Wilmot, who plays Sean, and various other people like Toby Jones, Dermot Crawley, and so many other people. I mean, even Elaine Cassidy's actual daughter plays Anna. And we basically get this period piece where there's very, 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 very haunting music by Matthew Herbert, who deserves some consideration for just how haunting the music is in this. It's atmospheric, it's a slow burn, a very slow burn, a very, very, very slow burn, to the point I think they forgot to turn the burner on for about the first 40 minutes. It does kick in, and you get to just sink your teeth into watching Florence Pugh just have a range of emotions and prove that she is one of the most dynamic actresses of this, or a number of generations. She is goddamn terrific. Am I saying she's the absolute best ever? Well, I mean, maybe not best ever of all time, but she certainly is one of the best of this generation, because she's goddamn terrific with range and just the ability to just make you just watch her, just lock your eyeballs on the screen. And she is a tour de force here, because we find out more as time goes on, like the stuff that she's gone through. And Anna is suffering, and her family basically is just frustratingly difficult, not wanting to take care of their own goddamn daughter. And the Wonder is based on a novel, by the way. So this is taking the work of said novel, which I have not read, by the way, and turning it into a Netflix original, which actually is one of the better Netflix originals, I will say. I'm not going to say it's absolutely perfect. I have a few issues with it. The pacing is at times a little bit uneven, and outside of Florence Pugh, while the acting isn't that bad, and the little girl playing Anna is pretty good, everybody else, they have good parts, but they don't have great parts. I think the part of Will, who is a Wilburn, not Wilbur, but he is a journalist that him and Lib sort of have an alliance. They have an uneasy alliance. It turns a bit romantic / sexual, and then gets a little bit weird. Like sometimes the characters' motivations are a little bit odd. They'll make one decision in this scene, and then they'll just totally, contradict themselves in the next. Because again, they're very devout and they're very much in their belief system. Just some of the stuff is just really weird. And there are a few things where I'm like, okay, that's left a little bit up in the air. You got to go through character interpretations. And some of the stuff, like one big reveal, I'm like, oh, that would explain why things are the way they are, or at least a little bit why maybe the family's a little bit divided, a little bit weird, and a little bit absolutely fucked up. But Florence Pugh carries this, and it is quite good. Again, one of the better Netflix originals out there, and it definitely gets a very high grade, which I will talk about at the end of the review. But yeah, if you got a Netflix account, absolutely check it out. Very good performances, very slow burn, good psychological thriller, a little bit horrifying, especially with that reveal, sweet goddamn Jesus. But other than that, if you aren't really much for a performance-driven movie, you may not end up enjoying it. And again, there are a few issues I have, but this overall is one of the better films that I've seen this year. Not one of the absolute best, but one of the best. Or one of the better ones I've seen. So now let's get into spoilers. So that's your warning right there. Florence Pugh, tremendous. Other people, they deliver some good performances. I would like to see what else the girl who plays Anna provides. Maybe in the future, like, let's see, can she grow from this? Because she delivers a pretty conflicting performance as well as a girl that is basically tortured by some stuff, that has happened around her family. So anyway, there we go. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Okay, so the idea behind this is Florence Pugh's Lib Wright, and sister Michael, a nun. They are supposed to observe in shifts, make sure the girl's all right, make sure the girl's comfortable, not interfere. They're supposed to observe and figure out what's going on and present different, separate testimonies at the end of the 14 days. Lib gets a lot more attached, and part of the reason that Lib gets a lot more attached is because she sees a lot of what happened with her, or what's happening with Anna, and a child that she lost. She lost a child after just 3 weeks, 2 days, and the husband left her after a bit, so she's been very conflicted. She takes some medicine and acts, kind of passes out, gets into a bit of a feverish state, pokes her finger with a pin and tastes her own blood. It's a bit weird. She's obviously very messed up in the head, but then again, losing a child and having some stuff like being in the Crimean War and seeing all this stuff could mess you up. And she gets attached to Anna. She's trying to convince her mother, please, please, please take your daughter to a hospital, or please let us do something. I know I'm just a nurse, but please, we have to do something. It's in God's hands. But why is Anna not eating? Why is she sustaining on manna from heaven? Turns out a few things. The mother is actually feeding her food, chewed up food, every morning and night via, kissing her good morning and good night. Bit odd. That's a bit weird, but you say she's not eating. Why would you do this? And then we get a revelation during the movie that Anna is dealing with the fact that she feels her brother's soul is in hell, and she's fasting to atone for things. What does she have to atone for? If her brother did something, it's not her fault. Incest! That's what it is. Incest. Incest. Goddamn incest. I don't know why movies tend to be focusing on incest with some, like, I've noticed that with some. What Josiah Saw did that. This movie is far better than What Josiah Saw. Fuck What Josiah Saw. Fuck everybody that was involved in that goddamn movie. But this dealt with that, and now I guess the mother is punishing Anna for that because of all this stuff that happened, and now Anna is just slowly going to rot away. And no, it's in God's hands. Oh, she's going to go and be with God. Because I guess she didn't want children, or she just wants them to suffer like she suffered because her son was a messed up individual. Speaking of messed up, Midsommar. Boy, you want to Midsommar, whatever. You want to see this. You want to see something fucked up. This is really fucked up, and Florence Pugh is goddamn tremendous. So, that's basically what it comes down to, and then Lib is trying to get Will to help her. He will. Boy, I missed that opportunity to capitalize on that joke. Way too late. She wants his help. She basically decides, after having conversations with Anna, and Anna comes up with different names for Lib. Lib comes up with different names for Anna, like Nana as it were. But no, Nan. And not like Nan bread. She says, okay, I'm going to take you away. I'm going to make sure you're all right, make sure that you're relaxing, make sure that you're at peace by this little crick or creek area that Anna has an attachment to with a weird tree and weird all this. It's almost like an altar. And Anna passes away. Passes away, but then wakes up and is suddenly Nan. Am I Nan? Because a little bit earlier she said Anna's going to pass away, but what if you wake up as a 9-year-old girl where nothing bad has happened to you? So it's either reincarnation or people just decide to just say, fuck it, we're going to have our cake and eat it too, and we're just going to go with that. So Anna either faked her death or Florence Pugh's character is absolutely insane. And then a little bit later, this investigation is getting into why, well, Anna suddenly died, and even though it has been very, very obvious that this has been going on, and why the house suddenly burned down, because Lib decided, I'm just going to burn the house down and burn all the evidence. So there you go. She burned the goddamn house down, burning down the house. And then a little bit later, they're all reunited in England. Even Anna, who's going under Nan, and then they go to Sydney, Australia, and they live happily ever after. And Lib, Will, and Anna. Bit weird, this. Also, Will had an attachment to the character Kitty, knowing that family from way long ago, and he also suffered loss when his family died during the Great Famine. This is a weird movie. It was performance-driven, and it was well done. I'm going to give it an A based on the performances alone, but is it going to be in my top, favorite movies of the year? No, it'll just miss that, but it is worth it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.